Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're diving into a distillery never before featured on this channel with a fancy name. Nash Tucky, 8-year pick from Inlet Harbor. Big shout out to Ralph, aka the professor, for the sample of this. Been wanting to dive into this, okay? So Ralph sent this. It's 8-year-old Nash Tucky, which Nash Tucky is an NDP, okay? Let's put it out there. It's an NDP. The rumor is this is Beam. So it was like, you might say, well, 8-year Beam, what could that be? Probably better Bookers, you might say to yourself, okay? Proof, 122.52 proof, compute 61.26% alcohol by volume. And I couldn't stop there because this bottle here is about $90 to $100, okay? Expensive for an 8-year bourbon, but what's Booker's these days, huh? About $100. Now, I don't think I have any Booker's left even compared to, so we're not going to do that, which is what you thought we were going to do tonight. Instead, what else do I have that's 8 years and barrel proof? Elijah Craig single barrel pick, courtesy of my brother-in-law Nate. Thank you, Nate. What's that right there? 8 years old. Proof on this bad boy is 116.9 proof. Compute 58.45% alcohol by volume. So these are less than $100 a bottle. You know, anywhere from like 80 to 90-ish. You know, depending on what store you get them from. So we got 8-year store pick versus 8-year store pick tonight. Proofs close enough for government work between the two. Now, you know my feelings on Elijah Craig single barrel picks, and if you don't, I'll recap it quick for you right here. These can be killer. I've had a 9-year that was as close to Coy Hill as you can ever going to get, and it was called the Coy Hill Killer. Excellent. One of the best Elijah Craig barrel proofs I've ever had. I've had, like, I believe a 10-year that was hazmat. That was like chef's kiss to Elijah Craig barrel proof, okay? But I had others that have been, you know, and some of the batches, like you see up here, are better than those picks. And they charge more for the picks in general. So I'm kind of torn, you know. If you can taste the pick ahead of time and it's a banger, absolutely it's worth every penny. If you can't taste it ahead of time, you might be better off saving your money and picking up a batch, you know, one of the batches when they drop for the year. That's just my 2 cents. This one in particular I remember liking better than A124 from this year, but wasn't quite as good as B524 because of the age, you know. But this was better than one that was higher age, which was A124. If you didn't remember, it was like 10 years and 9 months. Okay, this is 8. This was better than A124. So there you go. Your mileage may vary with the picks. A special shout out to Alex for this wonderful whiskey cart that I now have. Alright, Nash Tucky 8-year. On the nose, does it smell like Beam? Kinda, but kinda not. I get like a maple syrup pancake. So much maple syrup on this son of a bitch. Wow, it's like confectioner sugar, maple syrup, pancakes, caramel. I'm not getting like the nuttiness on the nose that I would expect from Booker's or a Beam product. I'm getting some oak. It smells really good. All right, down the hatch on the Nash Tucky. Oh, man, that's good, but it unmistakably Beam on the palate. There's a lot of caramel up front. I get a little maple in there too, but then all of a sudden on the palate we rotate to nuts and oak, baby. And it's good. I like that profile. The oak is surprising, not there on the nose. Does come through in the palate. For an 8-year, it's fairly oaky. I like it. I dig it. At $100, where am I at? B plus from Bourbon Bill. Because this is a better deal than Booker's, I think. I think this is better than most Booker's I've had on the first rip, I'll tell you that. But Booker's isn't a good value either. So there is that. Alright, the Elijah Craig single barrel 8-year pick from, I didn't even say where it was from. R&L Liquors. A little generic. No, I don't even know where that's from. On the nose. Little red fruit here. You know what's odd? Never. A little bit of apple. A little bit of apple cinnamon on this one. Caramels there as well. The oak's dialed back, but there's a hint of oak on the nose. Down the hatch in the Elijah Craig. Man, that's good too. Surprisingly similar. That's also ends with some nuttiness and some oak, which, you know, Heaven Hill's known for its nuttiness as well. It's caramel and like apple cinnamon, some lighter fruits up front. Where I think the Nash Tucky is a little bit darker up front. These are closer than they have any right to be. Well, we just stalemated ourselves on a complete draw. I can't pick a winner. They both have pros and cons. They're both a little bit nutty with oak on the back end. Dang. So Nash Tucky, if you see it on the shelf, if you see an 8-year pick at your store and it's below 100 doll hairs, I think it's worth a pickup. I would get it. B plus, like we said. This Elijah Craig single barrel, again, better than A124, the batch. Not as good as B524, tied with the Nash Tucky. B plus as well, we're going to say, for Rain Bourbon Build Night. Also a pickup. Again, those are your mileage may vary. I don't know what we learned tonight. I really don't. Except Nash Tucky is pretty dang good. I don't know. What did we learn tonight? Maybe that the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is generally cheaper, though, even in pick form. So there is that lesson to be learned over the Nash Tucky, but I really did like it. If you're a Booker's buyer, I might give that up and go get a Nash Tucky pick, and preferably at Inland Harbor if you're near there. But that's not all. Couldn't find somewhere to put this in, but I had to. I just had to. All right, I think Phil sent this to me. Apologies if it's someone else. I forget. Life's hectic, and I didn't write this down, and it's my bad. But whoever sent this, I think it's Phil. So Phil, chime in if you did send this. Kentucky Owl Rye batch number 4 with a gosh dang picture of the label on this label. Now it is in black and white. If we have any criticisms, this doesn't line up with anything tonight. But look, I wanted to try this, and it's going to fit in somehow, some way. We'll make it fit in tonight to what we're trying. Kentucky Owl Batch 4, 112.8 proof, aged 10 years, bottled in 2020. And this is Kentucky Owl Rye Batch 4, so it's a rye. This doesn't fit in at all. I lied. I don't know how we're going to swing this. I think Kentucky Owl's been kind of moot on who the source is, right? Ever since our pal Dixon Deadman left, although he hasn't done anything great, I don't think, with the 2XO series. I'm not a fan of that. He was well regarded, and the Kentucky Owl Ryes, especially like 1 and 2, were very well regarded. This is batch 4. You know, they're pricey. 300 doll hairs was the MSRP. Are you shitting me? 300 doll hairs for this rye. I'm mad about that. But it is a 10-year-old rye. Who else is doing 10-year-old ryes these days? Well, I don't know. Knob Creek 10 year for 70 doll hairs. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. Okay? I know that's only 100 proof. This is 112. You know, point something. 12 proof points higher. But still, this better be the best dang rye I've ever put to my tongue for that price. Sources, we don't know. But let's give it a nosing. Gosh, damn, does that smell good. Oh, I can smell this all day long. There's like a citrusy zest on the nose, but like a deep candy caramel and like just like a strawberry. Man, you know, it smells like MGP, although I think this is Kentucky source, but it smells like MGP on the nose. Down the hatch. Oh, it's so good. Oh my God. Oh. Gosh, A+++ rating on flavor alone. That's delicious. Is it worth 300 doll hairs though? I know. No, I wouldn't. Oh, but it's so good. I can't even come up with any notes. I gotta try it again. So it's tons of caramel, tons of fruit, like strawberries, like red, zesty fruits. There's an oak thing here on the back and it's very good. It'll let you know it ain't youthful. But there's a ton of like citrusy, zesty rye spice. If you put gun to my head, I would say MGP. It kind of reminds me of like a 95.5 MGP rye, but I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, their ryes can vary widely. I don't think this is from Indiana, but to me, that's the road you're going down. If you ever see this bottle in the wild, I think they stopped at batch 4 of their rye, probably because they couldn't source high-aged rye anymore. Because everybody else was buying it up or keeping it for themselves to bottle, because rye is the next big thing now here in 2024. But wow, this is really good. Probably one of the better ryes I've had, to be honest. But $300 hairs is too steep. So if you do see it, you know, have in your mind a discount figure of around $150 hairs would be more appropriate, I think, for what it delivers. But I would have a hard time going above that. But it is very delicious. Now, that didn't tie in at all to this. Well, except that this was better than everything else we tried tonight. There you go. Never know what you're going to get on this channel. So if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Have a good evening, everybody.